To get started with our aiming down sight, let's do our rifle first and we'll do the pistol right after. So I'm going to go to my third person character folder where I have the animation blend spaces already created. Inside of it, I'm going to go ahead and create a new animation blend space. And I'm going to go ahead and select SK Mannequin, the one that comes with the third person project, as my base skeleton. And here I'm going to name this BS for blend space underscore rifle underscore aim underscore locomotion. Let's open this up. And inside of here for the horizontal axis, it's going to be our direction. And our minimum axis value is going to be minus 180. And the maximum is going to be 180. The grid division is going to be 8. And then we're going to snap to grid. And then the name of the vertical axis is going to be our speed. And our minimum axis value is going to be at 0. The maximum is actually going to be set to 120. And our grid division is going to be 1. Let's make sure that it snaps to grid as well, and then let's go ahead and save it. And we've already done our retargeting for our rifle earlier on when we were bringing in all the animation. Regardless of our direction, when our speed is equals to 0, we need to be in a idle position. So if I search for idle rifle aim, I should have the RTG AS rifle aim. So let me go ahead and drop that in here. And that's how it's going to be. And I'm going to drop it on every single point here at the very bottom. And just off of the center, I'm going to look for the walk forward aim right here. And then I'm going to put it onto the center. And on the right side, I'm going to go ahead and do a aim right, just like this. Let me put aim right here as well. Then it's going to be walk backward aim, and then walk backward right aim over here. And let's do the same thing for the left. I'm going to do the left aim, and then walk backward left, and then walk backward. And that's all we got to do here. So the character is going to aim and walk forward, and then walk left, and then walk right. And then as the direction changes, they're going to go into backward motion, and then they'll come to a full stop when our speed comes to 0. We can go ahead and close this out. And to set this up, in our characters folder, mannequin, animation, ABP Manny. In our anim graph, we're going to go ahead and open up our anim states manager. And here where we have the armed rifle, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this one more time. So I have the armed rifle again. Let me go ahead and rename this to armed rifle dash aim. And then plug this in here just like so. And we're going to come and take care of the transition in just a moment. Inside of this, we're going to go ahead and open up our rifle animation. And let me rename this as well. Rifle underscore aim underscore animations. And here where we have the locomotion, I'm going to drag and drop our newly created blend space in here. That would be our rifle aim. And connect the direction and the speed in here, and we can go ahead and delete this. And now plug this into the output result. Compile and save. Ignore these errors at the bottom. This is just the transition has not been set up. That's why it's giving you this error. Now in our anim state, back in our anim state manager where we have the transition, we need to now make it so that the transition is going to use our anim state enumeration as well. So if I press Control and P, it's going to give me this open asset. I'm going to search for anim state, and that's going to bring me my enumeration. Let me go ahead and open this up. Here I'm going to add in 2 enumerators. One is going to be armed pistol dash aim. And the next one is going to be armed rifle dash aim. Let's go ahead and save this. And back in our animation blueprint. And we're going to work on this transition now from armed rifle to armed rifle aim. We're going to drag in our anim state. And we're going to do a equal enum. And this would be armed rifle aim. Let's go ahead and set this up like this. Compile. And then let's go back. And then now back from armed rifle aim to armed rifle. Same thing. We're just going to drag in our anim state here. And then do a equal enum. And this one needs to be armed rifle. Compile and save. From armed rifle aim, if the player presses 2, we want to be able to go to the armed pistol. So let's do a transition here. And again, this one's going to be anim state equal enum armed pistol. From armed pistol, they have to go to armed rifle first. They need to equip the rifle before they can aim down sight. So I'm going to leave that as it is. And in the future, if I need to, I can always put in a straight line connection from armed pistol to armed rifle aim. And from armed rifle aim, the player can choose to go to unarmed state. So let's go ahead and set that up as well. Enum states, we're going to set this out to equal enum to unarmed. And then that will be our connection boolean, our transition boolean here. And that's all you have to do to set up your armed rifle aim animation. And we're going to do the same thing for the armed pistol now. So back in our content drawer where we have our blend space here, I'm going to go ahead and create a new animation blend space. And I'm going to search for sk underscore mannequin. And I'm going to select the one that came with the game, this one, and name this as bs underscore pistol underscore aim underscore locomotion. And the horizontal axis is going to be our direction. It's going to be at -180 to 180, and the grid divisions is going to be 8, and we're going to snap to target. And in terms of our vertical axis, this is going to be our speed. Again, minimum is going to be 0, and the maximum is going to be 120. And let's set the grid division to 1. Now I'm going to search for pistol aim animations here. And where I have pistol aim idle, I'm going to drop it all the way to the bottom of each and every single grid line here. Just make sure the snap to grid is enabled so that your points, your animation don't fall outside of these lines. And the next thing that we're going to do is the walk forward. I'm going to put it on the center line right here. We have our walk right. I'm going to do 2 walk rights here and then do a walk backward. Same thing here, walk backward on the far left, and then 2 walk left. This is how it's going to look like. We can go ahead and save this. Let's close it. In our ABP Mani, I'm going to copy this armed pistol, and I'm going to paste it. And let's go ahead and rename this to pistol dash aim. And let's rename this pistol underscore aim underscore animations. Here, I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop our pistol aim animation blend space and connect the direction and the speed here just like so. And also connect this point to the output, and then we can get rid of this old blend space. Compile and save. And back in our anim state manager, let's do the transition. We're going to have a transition from the arm pistol to aim, and also from aim to armed. And also we're going to have a point that's going to go from aim to unarmed and arm pistol aim to rifle. All right, so from arm pistol aim to rifle, it's going to be pretty straightforward again. Everything is easy. It's just you just need to drag in your anim state, do an equal enum, and then this would be our armed rifle, and then connect the transition just like so. I'm going to copy this so I don't have to keep dragging it in again. The transition from armed pistol to armed pistol aim, we just have to set this up to armed pistol aim. Connect the transition here. And the transition back, it's going to be back into armed pistol. And our transition from armed pistol aim to unarmed is going to be set to unarmed, just like so. And that's it. I know it's getting messier and messier, but this actually does the trick. So try to keep it as neat as possible, but there's only so much we can do. So we can go ahead and continue with this. Let's go ahead and create the input action for our right mouse button click. So in our content drawer, in our third person folder, input actions, I'm going to create a new input action, and this would be we're going to name this IA underscore ADS for aim down sight. Let's go ahead and save all. And now back in our IMC default, add in a new mapping for IA ADS. And this is going to be our right mouse button. Just like that. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's go to our third person character, search for IA underscore ADS, call in the function. I'm going to do the switch where when the player presses the button once, they're going to go into an aim state, and they need to press the right mouse button again to come out of the aim state. So we're going to use the started to take care of that. Now we need to have a function to fire out whenever we press our right mouse button. So let's go ahead and create an interface function. So in our content drawer, let's go to our core folder, interfaces, and we have a BPI animation interface. So let's go ahead and open that up. And here I'm going to go ahead and do a function, and this would be notify underscore ADS. In our animation blueprint, let's go to our event graph, and here we can go ahead and implement our notify ADS. And this notify ADS is just going to switch our anim states. That's all it's going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and drag in our anim state, do a get. I'm going to drag off of this anim state, and I'm going to do a select. The select is basically, we're going to take a look at what is our current anim state, and we're going to determine what will be our new anim state based on our current anim state. So let me explain that. I'm going to drag in this anim state one more time, and then make sure that the default value of this is set to unarmed, and I'm going to plug this into unarmed. As soon as I plug this in, the entire select option is going to open up for me, and now I can determine if the anim state is armed rifle, then what should it be? And if I press the aim down sight, and if I'm an armed rifle, I need to make sure that the player go into an armed rifle aim. Same thing for pistol. They'll go pistol aim. And if we click it again, if they're already in pistol aim, they need to come down to pistol. And if they're in rifle aim, they will come down to rifle. And now here, I just need to drag in my anim state and do a set and plug the result of the switch into this state right here. And in our third person character, off of started, I'm going to drag in my mesh and then do get anim instance. And then using this as the target, I'm going to call in notify ADS. And this will be off of started. So every time the player right clicks on their mouse button, they're going to notify our animation blueprint to change their stance. Let's go ahead and test this out. I already have two weapons equipped, so let me go ahead and press 1, and I'll pull out my rifle here. And if I right click, you see that my weapon is going to an aim state, and I'm walking with an aim state. And when I release it, and when I press it again, I am now no longer in an aim state. Aim, not aim. And then same thing for pistol. I'm in a regular pistol state, and as soon as I right click, I'm going to go into an aim state, and I'm going to walk in that aim state. And as soon as I press it again, I'm in my normal non-aim state. And that's all you have to do to enable the aim down states for your player characters based on different animation that you have.